Yo, hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector, and today is Tuesday actually. I've been back from the Nationals since got back late Saturday night and been just catching up on people's content, watching other people's videos from the show, really enjoying that, just seeing other people's points of view and perspectives of the National. This is going to be my last video about the National. I do have a video coming out tomorrow that I've already shot with George and Dawn talking about the vintage vibe at the National. That's going to be over on Bench Clear on Golden Age of Cardboard podcast. But this is going to be kind of my final word on the National this year. And I took a ton of notes, copious notes, because I wanted to talk about things that I didn't necessarily talk about in every recap video. Because it was showing off pickups mostly and all that kind of stuff. I do have a couple extra things that I did pick up that I'm going to show that came in kind of after, which it'll make sense in a second. But I just wanted to give, as I've had a couple days to reflect and think what I thought about the National. Overall, by the way, I do not have COVID. I have tested twice and I am negative, which is unusual, apparently. So yay. For all the guys that do, I hope you get better soon. And it's a shame that might be something that people just remember about this National. I mean, kind of is what it is. We're all living life with this, thing hanging around. So it is what it is. Several guys that texted me that said, even if I knew I was going to get sick, I'd still go. So that's the attitude of a lot of guys. Don't want to harp on that because there's so many positive things from the show. I'm going to kind of go through a couple of things about, because there's two main aspects, right, of the National. You've got your collection aspect, like what are you picking up for your collection, and then the social aspect of it. And those are two distinct but yet symbiotic things. And I'm going to talk about all of that here in a minute. For the collection overall, man, I knocked a lot of things off the old checklist, you know what I mean? I'm a big quantity of quality kind of guy. I like to get a lot of stuff. And if I have to go down a little bit of grade to save some money so I can use that funds for something else, a part of my collection, then I'm going to do it. And always with every show, you find things that you just weren't on your radar, that you had no idea you were going to buy, that you end up picking up because you see them. The Derek Jeter 93 SP autograph that I got certainly wasn't on my radar. I've been thinking about that card for a while. It'd be so cool to have one of those, and then to see an entire showcase of them and be able to make a deal for one was great. I'm glad that didn't happen late in the week. I wouldn't have had the money to do it. But I added, I have these huge parts of my collection. My Dick Perez master collection, where I'm trying to get everything Dick Perez ever painted on a baseball card or a postcard signed by the Hall of Famers that can be signed. I added 8 regular Perez Steel Hall of Fame postcards. I added 7 customs, and I'm going to show all those in a minute because I just think they look so cool. I just think you'll like seeing them again. I didn't show them off the greatest in the recap video. I got 3 new Diamond Kings for Hall of Famers that were signed. I added overall total, I added 41 Hall of Famer autographs to my collection. All players I had before. There weren't any new ones, but just different pieces, different cool stuff. I added 4 cards to the 300 Great Cards set registry by Mike Payne, which is a lot. I mean, at this point, I'm at 245 of the 300 Great Cards, which all the rest of the stuff I need is, I need a Wagner and just like crazy stuff that adding cards now will just become, very periodic. Let's put it that way. I got to add my first T206 card to my collection, the Walter Johnson that I got graded at the show, the portrait. So cool to get that. I added 3 new 5-star autos to my collection of 5-star autographs. I finished my Frank Robinson player run. I wanted to finish maybe 1 or 2 player runs while I was there, and I was able to do that on the last day, literally. Thank you, John, for helping me do that. I got, I think I put everything away already, by the way, because I've spent the last 2 days just adding the stuff to the different checklists and the different spreadsheets and putting them in my set registry and putting them on VCP and kind of all these places where the information about my collection is stored. That's so much fun for me. I know it's a burden and a pain in the rear for a lot of people. I enjoy that part of it. I enjoy filling the holes, and seeing where they go. But I think I added 7 cards to my 4 decades set. I bought my 53 mantle, 53 tops mantle, so I'm down to 1 mantle, and that's the 52 tops, which kind of a grail card for me. Not something I think I'll be adding anytime soon, but Julie asked me, I said, yep, this is the next to last mantle that I need. She goes, how much is the other one? And I said, probably $40,000 to $50,000. And you aren't getting that one anytime. It was just funny. And I added a great Hall of Fame rookie card, the 49 Bowman Satchel Paige. So the fact that I was able to do all of that and stay within my budget and not go over budget was great. So much stuff I added just from that. Anyway, my collection took a giant leap forward, and that's what's awesome about a national is you can do that. You can take a giant leap forward with your collection if you are diligent and dig and have fun and all that. So I'm going to flip the camera around real quick. I'm going to show you some of the Perez Steel stuff that I got because they just look so cool. And then I'm going to flip it back around this way, and I'm going to tell you kind of more about the social aspect of it. So hang on 1 second, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. These are the 8 regular Perez Steels. So I got the Reggie Jackson here. One guy had an entire set. So these are what these look like. They're numbered to 10,000 in terms of the postcards that were printed, and some people get them signed, some don't. But yeah, I got the guy that had all of these. Jake cleaned the guy out. I bought several that I needed, and so I think he was happy with us when we left for sure. But there's the Reggie. Looks so good. I got the Robin Yount. This is probably, of the guys that I got, the toughest one, Burley Grimes. Most everybody else is even still alive, so you could theoretically get them. Mike Schmidt. Tommy Lasorda. And I got good deals on these, that wasn't crazy. Hal Newhouser is not an easy one, but got him. George Brett. This was one that Jake had bought, and then I was like, oh, I really regret not getting that. And so I ended up paying him for this. So super cool of Jake to do that, even though he needed it too. And then the final one that I picked up the last day was Tom Seaver. This had been in the box, and I was like, it's a little more than I wanted to pay, and then went back and got it. No regrets with that, no doubt. Then these are all the customs that we did, and all these were done by guys signing at the show. And so we get these customs printed. Jake and I are both doing this, along with some other guys that are doing this. And these are the ones that my buddy brought back to me, who works at TriStar. I paid for all of these autographs. So Ricky Henderson was very cool to get that done. That was after I left on Saturday. So these two he brought to me at work today. I still don't have my voice back, by the way, from talking so much. So look how cool that is. That's just awesome. So what these are the actual Dick Perez watercolors that are just like this. He still does them, okay, for the Hall of Fame. And then we make a postcard out of it and try to get it signed and use the same font and all that kind of stuff. So there's Ricky being Ricky. Got a Jack Morris that he was signing on Sunday, I think. So I was certainly not there Sunday, but was able to get that one done. And then I got Tony Oliva, which I'm so glad. He was a last minute card pickup. Jake went through, did a ton to get these for us. so that we could have them at the show from the guy that prints them for us and bring them to the show, because Tony Lee was there. He's not getting any younger. I'm glad we did that. By the way, all of them are TriStar authenticated on the back, which is great. That is true. So, and all these will be getting slabbed. They look so good slabbed. I got the Larry Walker, Craig Biggio, Hall of Fame inscription on that one. The last two are the guys we actually met. You saw a video of us meeting them. Tim Raines, and then Chipper Jones. So yeah, just those are great. A couple other little pickups that kind of came in from my buddy today. He got a bunch of these last minute at the show from eBay. These are the DJ Ski exclusive cards that were at the eBay booth, and I didn't get any when I was there because you had to like sign up for this and do all these other things. It wasn't simply walking up and asking for a card, but apparently on the last day they were just trying to get rid of them, and so I got the Shoeless Joe Jackson one. It just says Shoeless at the bottom, and these are actually numbered on the back to 1919. 1919 Black Sox baseball scandal, the National, Atlantic City. Like, that's just so cool. And he just gave this to me because he had several of them. And then he went to the Panini party Saturday night, and I did not, he got this autograph card of Michael Irvin. I don't have a Michael Irvin autograph in my collection, being a Cowboys fan, and so I made a deal and I bought this from him. It's so cool to have a card like this. It says, 22 Panini National VIP. I love the star on the back. So yeah, I got that too. So that's it for kind of the last minute pickups, and just wanted to show you the Perez steals out there. Let's flip this back around. I'll tell you guys kind of just the different social aspects and all the events that I went to, and kind of go through that a little bit. Okay, let's finish this sucker up. So the social aspect of the National is probably the thing that makes the National so special for me and so many others out there. I can buy cards whenever I want, and you can certainly find some cool cards at the National, and there are opportunities there, no doubt, but the people make all the difference in the world. And I can't start this conversation without talking about Andy and She Blinded Me with Refractors. He is like my brother, and there's no other way to say it than that. And for those of you that have brothers, you know what that means. He came Monday night. It's like he's a part of our family. I mean, Julie was so excited to see him and have him stay at our house Monday night so we could fly out early Tuesday. And traveling with him is so easy because Andy's just so easygoing, and he's so easy to get along with, and we just get along really well. And being with him the whole week a lot was highlight for me for sure. And so we left Tuesday, get there Tuesday mid-afternoon. We want to get to the show, and the way to do that was we needed somebody to pick us up at the airport, and that is JT. And even though I teased JT about his driving, he's an amazing guy, an amazing he's a young guy, right? I mean, he could be my son, and yet we're really, really good friends. And the fact that JT picked us up at the airport, drove us to Atlantic City, paid all the tolls, took us back, Saturday when we had to go catch our flight home. So JT was an amazing help and friendship and all that. We had a great time. He picked up cards. I think he knows my collection better than I do, which is great because he found so many things for me. Hey, do you have this? He'd be texting me, do you have that? Do you have this? And just super helpful, not just for me, but for others. Then on Wednesday, Tuesday, it was just kind of me, JT, and Andy, and Eric. Got to see Eric for the first time on Tuesday, and we hung out and had a great time Tuesday night. But then Wednesday, people start coming in. The rest of our guys got there, Jake, Josh, just so many people. Josh's friend Jared was awesome, hanging out with him and really getting to know him a little bit better this week. We just had a great time. We had a great time at the house. we joked all week about the accommodations. They were fine. Like we did have homeless people sleeping outside our door, on the houses beside us, on just mattresses that were literally outside. It was weird, but I never felt unsafe or anything, and we were so close to the convention center that was pretty fantastic. So everybody starts getting in on Wednesday. The show runs late, and so there weren't a whole lot. We just went to dinner and stuff like that. And then Thursday comes and really starts going crazy. The show is open all day. You've got even more people coming in. That's when Joe came in, was on Thursday. Our lives, we had 6 guys staying in the house with us. And we did a full day of the show, and then we did the Tops Q&A, which is an annual event that I enjoy every year. It doesn't seem like Tops ever answers any questions that we don't already know the answer to. So there wasn't any like breaking news or anything that was like surprising. It was cool to see Eric win. He won some prizes. He won a 51 Tops Yogi Berra. He won a couple of packs. And then, as we're leaving, they always have an autograph card, which is pretty much why a lot of us go, is because you're going to get a pretty cool autograph card. A few years ago, what was it, 19, it was Pete Alonso. 21 was Luis Robert. And then this year they had 3. They had Bobby Witt Jr., Hunter Green, and then I got the Julio Rodriguez, which was, all 3 of those were numbered out of 50. So those are just cool national exclusive stuff. I like getting the stuff that is national exclusive because it reminds you of the show, like the Michael Irvin card you just saw and the Joe Jackson thing, like that. I like stuff like that. They're mementos from the show and great memories. You know where you were, you know who you were with, and there were a bunch of us that got to go to the Tops Q&A. So it was fun just to do that at least. And then we had the YouTube Meetup, and oh my gosh, this was the 3rd time we've done this, where it's basically, hey, everybody show up here. And I was late because I was at the Tops Q&A, and it didn't end until 7:30. Our deal was starting at 7, but a lot of guys, Joe and Andy, that didn't go to the Tops Q&A were there, and kind of everybody was congregating in the Sheraton lobby. And I'd gotten an email from a follower of the show. He's like, hey, you may not want to do it. There's no really great place to do it, the Sheraton. So I'm stressing out, going, man, this thing's we're all just gonna stand around and not be able to get any adult beverages or have any places to sit or hang out. So I was kind of like dreading that, like, what's this gonna be like? And I show up, sure enough, everybody's just in the lobby, and there's a spiral staircase. I go up the staircase. I'm like, man, there's got to be something up here. And I go up there, sure enough, there's a bar and all these seats, and I'm hollering down like, hey, everybody come up here, and everybody comes up there. It ends up being a perfect setting for that. I mean, plenty of places to sit around, tables, show cards, trade, talk, whatever. So much fun there, so much fun seeing everybody get along and hang out and share stories and swap lies and all that fun stuff. It was absolutely fantastic. And that's something, as long as I'm going to nationals, I'm going to try to make something like that happen. And whatever mild influence I can have on making that be a fun event and just people to show up and get to know each other. I met so many people that just follow all of us on social media or on YouTube or whatever. They just watch or listen to the podcast, etc. That was fantastic. Meeting you guys, met other YouTubers that I didn't even know. So just, I can't even name them all because it would just be missing someone and not cool, but it was a who's who of the YouTube community that were there. And so I'm so grateful that all you guys came and wanted to be a part of that. So thank you for doing that. Friday was early. I got to be on the Mike Burkus main stage for the first time. I'd never done that. I got to sit in on the group of Hobby Hotline panelists, another show that I'm a part of. And Dr. Beckett was there, and John Newman and Brad Bethune and John Keating and Val and Ryan Nolan. Like, there's so many guys. It was great being able to do that and be a part of that. That was just fun. I wish the audience was bigger, but the audience that was there was great, and they were super nice. And thanks to some of my friends that came to support. That was really cool. Then Friday, full day of show. After the show, I went straight to the Psa Cocktail Party. Very disappointing, honestly. It was very different than years past. They actually had a program before and some other stuff, and this year it was like some finger foods. You got a couple of drink tickets, which was fine, and then you got a book. They used to give away cards and all kinds of stuff. So to me, that was like a kind of a letdown, honestly, of events. It was not what I had experienced in years past, and so it just felt less than as good as it has been. So don't know that I still would have gone, I guess, because I got to hang out with Ed and Mike and Ray and a bunch of guys, and Eric, of course, and Josh. But then Josh and I had to bolt because we left it actually kind of early, because we went to the Panini NFT party. I took JT as my +1 for that. And the initial thing was like, whoa, okay, this is going to be pretty cool. And the reality was it was definitely cool. It was not necessarily my kind of scene. There you also just got drink tickets, so it wasn't open bar, which is fine. I had a couple of drinks, no big deal. And got to meet Barry Sanders, so that was cool. But just overall, had an interesting interaction with Andre Reed too, by the way. But overall, I would say once the music started going, DJ Ski was there DJing, and it was so loud you could barely hear yourself think and forget having a conversation with somebody. Very cool venue. It was at Harrah's, if I remember right. So it was a very cool place. And Panini did a great job putting it on. But it was their first time doing this NFT party. I didn't know, Josh was there. Myself, JT, and Jared were the only people I really knew. And then I got to know some more people, so that was kind of fun. But the reality is that I did that. Then we went and did some gambling, and then I went to, we didn't end up going to the second YouTube get together hosted by Filmington and Silver Jackify, which I wish that looked like a lot of fun. It looked like those guys were having a great time. So if I had to do that again, I probably would have still gone to that party, even though I was absolutely dead dog tired and was ready to go to bed. So, but that's a mild regret in reality. And Saturday was just waking up and seeing some people and saying goodbye and kind of that thing. We were only at the show for a few hours and had to go to the airport. But overall, man, it was just a great show. There's a couple things I want to mention just about how much support I heard from people for what I do on the channel and how much it means to them and across the different things that I'm involved in. And you guys don't know how much that means to me. And everybody says the same thing when someone recognizes what they do and why it's important to them. But I truly am honored and humbled when people tell me I love your stuff. And I guess no one's going to come up to you and tell you suck, but I guess they could. That'd be interesting. But it was so great. Just so many people that said, hey, thanks for what you do. And again, too many to name, but I do appreciate that very, very much. Another thing I saw so much support. I saw so much generosity among different people. I got so many awesome gifts from people that to try to list them all would be unfair. It was just crazy, just absolutely crazy. How much stuff people, hey, I just want you to have this, or this would fit better in your collection, or whatever. It didn't matter the reason. I was grateful for everything that someone thought that I would like, and they were right. Everything from Hank Blaylock's to Richie Ashburn rookies to Hall of Fame autographs to, just so many awesome things that people gave me. And it wasn't just me. People were doing that to other people throughout the show. It was so cool to see that. I loved it when I saw somebody, hey, I thought of you and this is for you. And I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. Just very, very, very cool, and very cool to see that in our community. To that end, I think that our community is stronger than it's ever been. There is more camaraderie. I mean, when you go to the Thursday night event or the Friday night event and just see everybody getting along and see everybody hanging out and see everybody just talking and enjoying each other's company, it is so, I'm sitting back at one point on Thursday just looking around and just saying, man, this is awesome. This is what it's supposed to be. This is how it should be all the time. And I feel like our community is tight and close and fun and genuine with each other. I just, the camaraderie and the way that works is special. And we need to remember how special that is all the time, how much everybody means to us. There were friends that I got to meet for the first time. Ray from Philly, I've known him for years and years and had never met him and just got to meet him at this show. George Diamond Yard Sports Cards, never met him, got to meet him. Even though we all feel like we know each other very well, it's different in a whole nother level of cool to shake someone's hand and talk to them in person. It just changes it, for a good thing. And there were so many of you that I met for the multiple times. I see Eric at every show, but I never get tired of seeing him, and I never get tired of hanging out. And Josh and Joe, and like Joe and I have a great time all the time. And all the people that weren't there from the community, that you were missed and you were thought of and you were talked about. I want you to know that. The guys that couldn't make it for just different reasons, we missed you guys. Let's put it that way. All of you guys that couldn't come, we missed you. And hopefully you'll be able to make it in a future show. I'm looking forward to Chicago next year already. It's going to be awesome. I've already booked my hotel for next National in Chicago. There's already a group of us that have gotten that all taken care of. So heck, it'll be here before we know it, right? For all of you that followed along on this entire journey of Atlantic City 2022, thank you for doing that, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you felt like you were there. I hope you got to see some things you wouldn't have gotten to see. And that's it for the National 2022. Put a bow on it. It's done. We'll talk to you guys soon. Keep collecting.